Sometimes I used to compare dentistry school with being in a relationship with a toxic partner who just wants to be with you 24/7 and who gets really upset the moment you do something with somebody else, and then you do something with somebody else, and then you catch yourself thinking that you should be spending time with them instead. The good thing about dentistry school though is that it has a clearly defined ending date. In this video, I want to share some of the aspects of my time in dentistry school. The nice things and maybe not so nice things, and I also want to bust some myths around it. So if you're considering a career in dentistry or you're already in dentistry school, this video is for you. If we haven't met yet, hi, my name is Christina. I'm a dentist based in Dresden, Germany, and this is my YouTube channel where I share some glimpses of my life. So prior to attending dentistry school myself, I had this very elitist view of it in my mind where I was thinking the only people who get in are, the geniuses who create mathematical formulas in their spare time just because, it's so much fun, and who during nighttime dream of the periodic table of elements. And that just wasn't me. And so by my vision of it, and since the spots available are so limited and it's so difficult to get in, I just never saw myself being able to do it. I wasn't a bad student in high school, it's just that I never spent a lot of time studying and hence didn't have the bestest of best grades to get into dentistry school. So I never thought that this is actually something I could, do or pursue as a career, even though it was actually my childhood dream to become a dentist. So after graduating from high school, I didn't immediately give dentistry school a shot because of that, because I had all these beliefs around it and thinking that I just wouldn't survive the first semester. So my journey to dentistry school was a bit different, or maybe a bit more unconventional. After graduating from high school, I went to Finland first and got into business school there, completed my degree there, and then started working for a Finnish design company. But all this time I was still thinking, oh, I should have just gone, to dentistry school, give the whole thing at least a shot. I made a whole video about that, by the way. You can check out the link in the description below. So the thought of dentistry school never really left me, but then, my views on it, or my idea of it, and my vision or the thoughts about myself, as in I'm not good at natural sciences, I'm not the studious type, really sort of hindered me to apply. But then what really changed was a friend of mine who said, maybe you're just not good at it yet. And that somehow really restructured my thinking around it. And let me tell you, I'm really glad that my prior view on dentistry school and on my skills hasn't stopped me from actually pursuing that degree, because in the end it turned out that, at least in my case, dentistry school was a lot less sophisticated, elitist, genius type than I had imagined. I mean, sure, they're smart people, right? But none of them actually came up with mathematical formulas, or not to the degree that I thought of. And I'm just really glad that in hindsight, this vision that I had didn't stop me from applying, because it actually didn't turn out to be true. So most of them, me included, no genius, just regular people with all kinds of backgrounds, from all kinds of life situations, from all kinds of academic backgrounds, and just no reason not to do it. Though I have to say there is one thing that really grouped us all together, and that was being studious. So in Germany, dentistry school normally takes around 5 years, and that means that you pass every course and every exam basically at the first attempt. I don't know what it's like in other countries. I feel like in the States you first have to do an undergraduate in order to then get into dentistry. I have no idea, so I'm not gonna go into it. But in Germany it takes 5 years, and it should come as no surprise that within those 5 years you'll spend most of those 5 years pretty much studying non-stop, because exams pretty much also come up non-stop throughout the semester. And so while you don't have to be a genius in order to go and graduate from dentistry school, you have to be willing to sacrifice a lot of your free time to study for exams. And it can also mean that while your friends that pursue different degrees can spend all of their summer holiday in, fantastic locations with fantastic beaches, basically living the dream life, you'll be stuck at home or in a library from morning until evening and hopefully pass your exams. There's really no way of sugarcoating this. This is just how it is. And so with exams going on pretty much all the time, your stress levels are also going to be quite high all the time. The thing that dentistry school is really good at is to basically make you feel as if no matter what you do, it's not going to work out and you're going to fail. And this is the thing, right? Like, I hope it is different from wherever you are. I know that the system in Finland, for example, is quite different, but here in Germany, things are still a bit old school and not as encouraging as it maybe could be. And so professors and tutors are very good at making you feel super good about yourself all of the time. And then on top of that, in Germany, you only have 3 attempts for every exam. So by the time you failed an exam for the 3rd time, you're expelled from the program and you can never ever study dentistry in your life ever again. This hasn't happened to me, thank God. And I also never had to redo an exam, thank God, but it did happen to some people. And, you know, knowing how limited the spots available are and how much time goes into the whole thing and how much of a dream it is to pursue, it is actually a really stressful period. But I mean, you just have to honey badger yourself through it, and hopefully you're doing it because you want to do it and because you want to be a dentist at the end of the day. Even when I talk about it these days, I feel like such a big throwback into what it was like to, you know, I used to study in my kitchen a lot and to just be sitting there and thinking, oh my God, like, I don't know how this is going to work out. And when I see dentistry students these days, like for example, now we have a girl at work who's, I think, in her 6th semester or something, and sometimes I catch myself looking at her thinking, I'm so glad I'm not in your position anymore. I know this sounds like a lot now, and I'm in no way trying to discourage you, because I remember what it was like when I did research on the study program, and then, you know, all you read is, oh my God, the stress, and oh my God, the amount that you have to spend studying, and oh, it's just such an, I mean, it's an experience. So I've been there myself, and how do I phrase this differently now? The thing is, when you stand at the beginning or at the foot of the mountain, it seems impossible, right? But please remember that not all of this is going to happen at the same time. So you're basically taking day to day, week to week, semester to semester, and then you experience that you're passing the first exam, and then you think, okay, well, if I pass the first exam, I'm gonna maybe also pass the second one, and then you do. So in a way, you're building momentum, and this momentum also in turn increases your resilience. So I have to say, in hindsight, all of these things prepared me to be the dentist that I am today. As a dentist, on a daily basis, you'll be faced with very stressful situations, and after all, you're dealing and you're working with the health of actual human beings, which is a big responsibility and a big task. But I feel that having gone through dentistry school, it really prepared me for these moments, to the extent where I feel in my private life and also in my professional life, there aren't that many things that can really shake me, because I've become quite resilient through all of this. And this is not something that I experience exclusively myself. This is also something that my friends from dentistry school have experienced and gone through themselves as well. And also about the time thing and how time consuming the degree is, you're going to meet friends, and those friends are going to help you cope to get through those years, and it's just such a unique experience. So in a way, you are going to be in a bubble with people who are going to be basically the only ones who are going to understand what you're going through. I mean, of course, I also talked with my family and other friends who weren't in the program about my experiences, but the thing is, unless you've been, I mean, it goes with a lot of things, right? Unless you've been going through it yourself, you can't really grasp what it's really like. And for example, we were a group of several girls that went through it together, and now even after dentistry school, we're still very close and spend a lot of time together, and it's just something that creates a special bond. But this understanding also extends to other areas, where I feel like whenever I meet German dentists, we just really have a mutual understanding of what it was like and what we've been through in order to come to this point where we're at now. So you're going to be part of an interesting club. So what I was sharing with you today was a teeny tiny fraction of what dentistry school is like or is going to be like. And I feel like I maybe didn't do a great job at making you feel as if everything's going to be okay and as if it's going to be a walk in the park. So I'm really sorry about that. But let me conclude it in a different light for you. I know that all of this now sounds very negative and very overwhelming, and I hope this really doesn't discourage you from pursuing what it is that you want to pursue. So yes, it will not be a walk in the park. It is going to take quite a lot of spare time away from you, and you're constantly being faced with your fears and worries. However, you're not going to be alone in this process. You're going to find friends. Hopefully your other friends and also your family is going to support you. And I think it is important to keep in mind, as I said before, that not all of these challenges are going to hit you at the same time. At the end of the day, you will grow into it. It's going to become your new normal, and every challenge is going to prepare you and make you stronger for the next one. So please keep that in mind. Keep your eyes on the prize, because at the end of the day, even though it seems like a lifetime, you're going to be a dentist. And if this is something that you really wanted to do, I can only encourage you and tell you that it is, at the end of the day, a fantastic career choice in a very interesting field, and I have no regrets about it. And every day I'm really thankful for the experience and that I get to do what I essentially always wanted to do. So let me know if there's anything you would like me to go into in more detail in the next video. There are some other videos that I made about my entire journey from being a corporate girl to going to dentistry school. And there's also a video as to why I think being a dentist is the best profession you can possibly have. Oh, and also run. Like, if you meet somebody who tells you that dentistry school was the best times of their lives, just run, because it can't be possible. It was certainly not me, and there's something clearly wrong about that person. That's my last piece of advice. I'll see you in my next video.